Hello there. I'm Scotty. You're not. Welcome back to the King-A-Thon. We're taking a look at the Dark Tower, I guess. So I knew nothing about the Dark Tower other than it was supposed to be. Like a big book series, and it's supposed to be this all-encompassing world that like connects everything Stephen King. There is some nods here. There's a Rita Hayworth poster. They say the kid has the shine, which apparently is not from the books. He has the touch, or whatever. And there's a couple other things. But they don't really go into like they were trying to do this movie for a better part of a decade at least, and I think they've been pushed for a Dark Tower movie far back as the Mist, because there's the painting of the gunslinger in Tom James' house that he's doing those paintings. So they're these like pitching that. And I don't know. I know that some people were like, "Oh, they made the gunslinger black. It's supposed to be black." But Idris Elba is a badass, first of all. Then you got Matthew McConaughey as the Man in Black. He's fine. It's Matthew McConaughey. He's hamming it up, sure. But the thing I felt when I started watching this, I'm like, this does not feel like a Stephen King story. This feels like it's PG-13, first of all, which I know there are some PG-13 Stephen King films, but they're few and far between, like very, very far between. Very few and very far. This felt like they were trying to take a Stephen King book or source material and turn it into one of those young adult novel adaptations. Like, it straight up rips off Percy Jackson. And I know from watching people's reviews, the horror show, Jaime Fuego, he is a big fan of Stephen King. He's read all the books. They changed some things. Like in the book, his mom was non-existent. He had a father who in this they made like a martyr, where it's like his dad died, so now his mom lives with a stepfather who's an asshole. Hey, that's just like Percy Jackson. Because this kid is the chosen one, and some people come for him, just like Percy Jackson. This leads to him entering an entire new world and finding out that his existence is more than what he thought it was, just like Percy Jackson. That's what it felt like. I feel like they took a Stephen King story and said, let's smoosh it into a young adult adaptation like we've done before. It's I Am Number 4, or Percy Jackson, even Narnia, the Chosen One story, which I don't know if that's from the books or not, but that's what it felt like. It didn't feel like Stephen King at all, besides mentioning The Shine, or the Rita Hayworth poster, or other things may have popped up. There's also an issue with the runtime. This movie is an hour and a half. For something that's supposed to be an all-encompassing story and something big, like, especially when you're talking about an 8-book-long series, shoving it to an hour and a half, you don't get much. There's the build-up of this entire movie is the fight between the Man in Black and Roland. That's Idris Elba's character, the gunslinger. And the entire movie builds up to this. Just to have it be a wet fart. It's like, we're going to fight. Build up the entire movie, and all of a sudden, it's done. Like, that's it. Like, you have Idris Elba shooting things, and then like, Matthew McConaughey is what is this? They do the fish out of water thing where they go from the mid-world, whatever it's called, to our world. And even, it plays out like a Last Action Hero type saying, oh, he's a fish out of water, but they don't take long enough to do it because everything is rushed. Reportedly, the original runtime of this movie was 2.5 hours. And they did a test screening, and it was so bad that they were forced to shrink it down to an hour and a half, which you can feel it, especially when you get to that final fight. It takes no time. It's like they took some stuff at the beginning and the middle, and then most of the stuff was taken out of the end. You know, they took a little bit from the beginning, a little bit from the middle, and the most stuff was taken out of the final act, and it's just shoved together. The kid here, Tom Taylor, he does a pretty good job. And like I said, Idris Elba's a badass. He's pretty good in this. And then Matthew McConaughey's doing the best he can. You got Catherine Winnick here from Hellraiser, Hellworld, and Vikings, but I know her from that. She's the mom whose, like, death is so... It's basically a middle finger. Because you got this character. This character was added. Remember, she's not from the books. You got Matthew McConaughey who has this power to just do whatever he wants. He tells the stepdad, stop breathing. And then he convinces the mom to basically, you know, schmuicide herself. Commit schmuicide. And she's immolated off screen. We just see like a charred husk afterwards. We don't see it. I'm willing to bet that maybe that extended cut was R-rated and they took stuff out to make it PG-13. King himself said he was okay with PG-13 as long as they made the sequels rated R, which doesn't make any sense. I mean, Wolverine was the only one that we got rated R. Logan, you know, but it's not really a sequel. It's just a story that takes place in the X-Men universe. But anyway, you know, you don't do that. There was even discussion that they were going to make the Venom sequels R, and they never did. It was all PG-13 because it's accessible. But all of this makes sense when you put the movie on and you see the Sony logo. Sony, known for trying to make something out of nothing. Because I guarantee you they're trying to make a franchise out of this. And they wanted it to be more accessible. So they ordered those reshoots. They ordered it to be PG-13. So they can be more accessible. And like I said, this doesn't feel like a King story. This feels like a young adult novel. Because that's what they're pandering to, is the PG-13 crowd. It, you know... And, like, most of this first act is kind of redundant to me. Like, there's a whole thing where he keeps talking about his dreams, and no one believes him. Maybe it's because it just was Firestarter earlier. But, like, these two people show up, and he's like, oh, no, I saw them in my dreams. They're bad people. They're bad people. And they're like, just go with them to your summer camp. Like, they don't even believe. Even, like, towards the end, the mom, like, okay. There's a scene where the kid skips out the window, and one of the people in charge just jumps out the window chasing after the kid. And the mom's like, and the one lady's like, don't worry, we'll get him back, he'll be fine. And the mom's like, okay. No, okay, this dude is chasing after your child. This is where you go, you know what? Maybe my kid is right. Maybe I don't want to send him to this camp. Right? I don't know. And eventually gets to Midworld, or whatever it's called. It's nondescript post-apocalyptic world thing. And that's another thing. Because, I don't know, I'm willing to bet maybe that 2.5 hour cut explained more. But like, here, because so much was cut, there's no explanation for anything. Like, you have to have knowledge of the books. And even then, maybe some people wouldn't understand. Because it's like, they already changed a lot of things, apparently. And it's all smushed together. There's no explanation for anything. It just happens. The only explanation we get is from this little girl in this village in the Midworld, where it's like, oh, you have the shine. Cool, that's a nice nod to The Shining. But also, what? The Shining's connected to this now? But you could, you know, because if the turtle is connected to this, which they never show it, then it could be connected with this, and the Shining could be connected with this. Everything, right? Because you can say that maybe Matthew McConaughey is not the only one with these kind of powers, and there are others that come into our world. Maybe one is stationed in the Overlook Hotel, and he's creating chaos capturing souls and keeping them in there. You know, with one word, like, kill your wife. And he just goes nuts. Or go insane and kill your wife. And that's all he needs to do. You know? You were saying it. Beautiful naked woman in the bathtub. Psych! She's ugly. I don't know. They could have done so much connecting. But also, there's also rights issues. So you have The Shine, which why they don't say The Shining, because The Shining is owned by Warner Brothers and this is Sony, so they can say The Shine, not The Shining, because in the book he has the touch. You got the touch. You got the power. And what it ultimately ends up being is the same thing you see in a lot of those movies at that time. Big glowing light thingy in the sky, which even by this point people were exhausted of seeing. Because you had in Avengers, you had Fan Forest, this, and many others that just had giant glowing light in the sky thing. It was just getting overdone. And that's what this ultimately what the Dark Tower ended up being. There's if the Dark Tower falls, then everything falls, and there's these earthquakes at the beginning, and they explain that later. That whatever happens there affects the real world, and I don't know. And like I said, they are building up this fight between the gunslinger Roland and the Man in Black, because the Man in Black killed Roland's father, so he wants revenge, and it's kind of. I guess maybe no longer cut would be able to explain, but so the Man in Black is searching for the kid who's with Roland, and Roland is looking for them. So wouldn't it make sense if they just sat there and waited for them to show up? Then you could take care of the Man in Black. Instead, they keep moving, so now they're gonna go and they're gonna miss him. Like it's counterproductive much, you know. When you finally get to that final battle, like I said, it's disappointing because you just have like Roland doing his gunslinging thing, and then there's glass, fire. The effects are not very good. Not very good. I don't know. This did not feel like King to me. It didn't. Especially since I've been binging all these Stephen King films, and I've done 8 so far. This is 9. You get to this one, it's the 9th one, and it feels the least like a King story to me. There's nothing in this other than mentioning certain things that feels like King to me. There's nothing. Well, kid with psychic abilities on the run with someone. Seen that, right? I don't know. It just disappointing. Ultimately, it's just not worth your time. You know, it's not worth your time. Just watch something else. Read the books. I guess I haven't read them. There's 8 of them, and knowing King, they're probably 50 million pages long. I don't know, but what are your thoughts on the Dark Tower? Leave a comment so much, like, share, and subscribe. Come back tomorrow as we finish this off with a bang with Maximum Overdrive, baby. Yeah. So, thank you for watching. I'm Sky, and I'll see you in the next one.